What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of JR's Corner. This episode is sponsored by Marty's Gymnasium. Guys, today I have a very special guest here. We've been struggling to getting him on the seat, in the hot seat on JR's Corner. It's Mr. Wynand van Graan, para-sprinter, speedster, and a very good friend of mine. Welcome here, Wynand.
JR, thank you for having me, my man. I think we spoke earlier this morning where we said, it's been a long time coming. But I just want to say from my side, thank you for your patience and your understanding for this past few weeks. I know it's been difficult to getting me here. But, bro, we are here now, and I'm looking forward to our conversation, man.
Nice,
yeah,
sweet,
man. I really do.
Yeah. No, I think it's been a struggle, but there's a reason for the struggle that we got each other here now.
Yeah.
So just tell me, Wynand, man, for the viewers, members, and for myself, where do you come from? Tell me a bit about your upbringing. Like your family background.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I'm from a very small town in Johannesburg, Gauteng, Alberton. Very small community. It's a tight-knit community, supportive. So I grew up in a place called Florentia. Went to school there in Alberton High, Alberton Hoërskool.
Yes.
I'm one of three siblings. I'm the middle child. One younger brother. 26 years old, older sister, which is 31 years old. I was just, a little boy in Alberton, with big dreams, passions, for sport in general. I was a normal boy, growing up, playing sport in school. Like I said, I always had a passion for sport. My first love was rugby.
Sure.
And I know you have also like a background of rugby.
Yes.
And man, I always excelled in all types of sports: athletics, cricket, tennis, rugby. And as you would say, I was one of those, not to blow my own horn, but one of those golden boys that always excelled in sport. I had a blessing and a talent that I was good in sport. I had very good ball sense. I was fast. I could have jumped far and high.
Sure.
So the talent was there.
Yeah.
And so I just grew up in a sport environment, very, very competitive. I was always a competitive boy growing up playing sports. And I think I had, a very tight group of friends that, that het daai hele sport uit my uitgetrek en daai competitive put it out of me. So I grew up in Alberton, like I said, normal boy, aspirations, big dreams, big hopes. And now I'm here in Stellenbosch a few years later, and I couldn't be happier, my man.
Beautiful, man. So just take me back, Alberton, the deep south.
Alberton, Josie, man, Josie. Representing Josie, man.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, I mean, I lived in Joburg as well, so I know the areas. I have many friends from the south, beautiful people, as yourself. So just give me a bit of the growing up as a youngster, coming up.
Yeah.
And obviously part of your story is you were a para-athlete and you were, amputee from the waist. How did you explain it to me?
So it's a T46 athlete, so it's amputee above the elbow.
Above the elbow, okay.
Yeah,
so you losing your arm as a youngster.
Yeah.
Talk me through how it was growing up and at which age, how did it come about?
Yeah, so my accident happened in 2007. I was 12 years old. So just to give you a small background story around that. So I was on a rugby tour in Grey College. It was one of our first rugby tours in that year. I was playing first team at that time, and I was playing fullback and fly half. But in that year, I was playing more fullback. I guess I was just better under the high ball at that time.
Yeah.
And literally the first game of the tour, we were playing against Henop's Park. I don't know if you know.
I know, I get it now,
It's a very the boys there are like very plaas boertjies, very, very tough boytjies. And that year we were a very small first team. We were literally we were like a half a head shorter than every guy that we played against. And we kicked off. and literally, my luck, we kicked off in the biggest guy's hands, and he catched the ball, and he ran right through our whole team. And obviously, I'm the last line of defense.
Yeah.
And I was, I was a boy that was fearless. I'm scared of nobody. And, I just committed to the tackle. I said, listen, I'm gonna take this guy. And, it didn't play out too well for me. And, he ran right through me. I went off. I went down for the tackle. And as I went down, he came down with his shoulder, and we collided. And I remember I fell down. I stood up again, and like a dead leg. And I just felt something. It's dead. And as soon as I just shook my shoulder, just to feel, if everything is fine, and I passed out, like I fainted. I think a few minutes later, I woke up in the medical tent. My whole arm was in a sling, and my shoulder was like swollen and blue and red. Long story short, I got reconstructing surgery. I broke my shoulder in a very bad place, and I got pins and plates to reconstruct my whole shoulder. And that was over the Easter holiday, that tour. And long story short, I was diagnosed with gangrene after surgery. It was first diagnosed as an abscess. They had to go drain the abscess, but they misdiagnosed what I had. But the story goes very into detail regarding that. But that's a story for later. I think that we can
another episode.
That we can dive into. And I got gangrene, which is a flesh-eating bacteria that can only be surgically removed. And in my case, in very rare cases, the gangrene went over to necrotizing fasciitis, which they call it a superbug. So it's more aggressive than gangrene itself. So the doctors need to act very quick on it and be very aggressive when it comes to surgically removing all of the dead tissue and the muscle and the skin. So I was for 3 months in ICU in Johannesburg, where I fought for my life. So on the 20th of April 2007, they amputated my arm just before my shoulder. So I had a little bit of a stompy, as they call it. And I was moved every second day. I was moved in and out of theatre, because they must go in and go scrub off the dead tissue to see if the bacteria hasn't spread it. And on the 24th of April, the bacteria spread it into my scapula, my shoulder, and my collarbone. And then I had to amputate my whole scapula, my shoulder, and my collarbone. And then, after 3 months, I was stable. The bacteria was, they got me stable. It was out of my body. And then they decided to fly me over to the Red Cross Hospital in Cape Town. That's like the best, how can I say, kids hospital in the Southern Hemisphere. They're very well renowned for their burn victims and their trachea patients. Went there, but I was still very critical. That's where my skin grafts took place, my rehabilitation started. I was still in ICU at that time. And I was all in all another 3 to 4 months in the Red Cross Hospital. I literally had to learn to eat, speak, walk again. I had to do everything left-handed, because I was right-handed at the time. It was like it was like a newborn baby. I had to learn to do everything all over again. And after I think 6-7 months fighting for my life, God healed me, and I was given a second chance, man. And I'm very grateful and thankful for having a very good support system, friends and family, that helped me along the way. I think if it wasn't for them as well, I wouldn't have been here today. And just that structure around me, having 2 arms going, having to operate with 1 arm, and just adjusting to life, learning to do stuff with my left hand, and not just the physical aspect of things, but also the mentally and a spiritual aspect of things had a very big influence on me. And I just had to make a switch from having 2 arms to having 1 arm mentally. And obviously the way I looked, I looked like I've been attacked by 2 grizzly bears, bro. So all of the scars, people
Yeah.
was watching me, and
Yeah.
and I was
Shark
always
attack maybe.
shark attack, victim, man. You can spin it. There's so many stories, bro. I've used a lion story before, python story, bro.
Yeah.
There's so many stories I
Sure,
used,
sure,
but
sure.
so just like accepting myself as well, with all of the scars and my disability and people to accept me. And I think
Yeah.
I've lived a very, like in the beginning, I lived like according to what people think of me, and what, it was always in the back of my mind of, what are they saying about me? What are their opinions? What are they really thinking? And that was in my own mind. That was
Yeah.
going on in my own
Of course,
mind.
yeah.
And but as I grew older and I matured and I adapted with my one arm, it got easier. I learned to accept myself the way I am, the way I look,
Yeah.
and I learned to love myself even more. And I think through this story, I've even got more love for people, my man, because from a very young age, I realized your life can change like in 2 seconds,
Yeah.
and your whole world can be turned upside down.
Yeah.
And I think also from a very young age, I learned to practice gratitude in my everyday life, even if it's the smallest things
Sure.
in life. So it hasn't been easy, but the journey, I wouldn't change anything in my journey, from being a boy, having my passions, having my dreams, to becoming a Springbok rugby player. That's every boy's,
Of course, yeah.
dream, playing rugby, and, going through losing my arm, that affliction, trial, tribulations.
Yeah.
I'm going through that. I wouldn't change anything. Yes, there is regrets,
Yeah.
I will admit that.
Yes.
Decisions and choices I could have probably made better in my life, but it is what it is, and I'm just thankful to be alive. I'm here, I'm breathing,
Yeah.
So there's people that woke up today that didn't wake up today,
Yeah.
and I'm just thankful for my own life, man.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing, Wynand. You know what? Like, solank as wat ek jou geken het,
Ja.
het ek die hele story geken,
Ja.
jou backstory. Ek het geweet, jy het 'n amazing story and an
Ja.
amazing testimony. And because you're very inspirational, you're an inspirational person.
Yeah,
you know,
thank you for that, bro. Yeah.
For everyone, for me, seeing you doing what you're doing today,
Yeah.
die manier hoe jy hardloop, die manier hoe jy, jy's 'n fighter man van jy kan sien dat dis net in jou gebou,
Yeah.
verstaan? And like, I mean, for if you say you were 12 years old, right?
Yeah, 12 years old,
when you
2007.
lost your arm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to imagine myself 12, 13 years old, you're preparing to play Craven Week,
Yeah.
that type of thing, and even thinking back now, when I was 12, I was at the trials where I didn't make ek sal maar sê die voorproewe
Yes, ja.
vir die Craven
Ja.
Week onder 12. Toe was my grootste disappointment tot daai tyd toe, jy
Ja.
weet, ek het nie die span gemaak nie, maar nou luister ek na jou storie
Ja.
en ek is soos, wow, daai storie wat ek gehad het, my storieetjie is eintlik
Ja.
is eintlik
Maar
'n drop,
peanuts, ja,
dis eintlik maar 'n
ja.
drop in die emmer
Ja,
compared to wat jy deurgemaak het. En ek bedoel, ek kan nie eens imagine, jy weet, mentally op hy ouderdom, you're not even mentally mature yet, you know.
Verseker.
You're not an adult, you're a child,
Yeah.
to understand how to deal with it,
Like
you
what
know.
really happened.
Exactly,
Yeah.
what really happened, and mentally how to process it, you know.
Yeah.
Because now you get kids that teasing you or don't understand
Or bully.
or
Yeah.
bullying you.
100%,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure your family, they were really, I mean, and your friends that you had at that time, you know,
Yeah.
really supported you through all of that.
100%.
And how from that age, I mean, it's a long time from then until now, you being the athlete that you are, world-class para-athlete.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I wish I would say world-class athlete. I don't
Yeah.
want to just
Yeah,
say
no,
para-athlete,
no,
you know?
man, yeah.
Because you competing in the para sports,
Yeah.
but I mean, as an athlete, you know, I mean, you run probably, I want to say 90% of the people on earth, you'll run away. in a
I
foot
tried
race.
to, yeah.
So how that journey? I mean, I know it's been a long journey, but from then until where you started competing and
Yeah.
started realizing, listen here, you actually have a career. Yes, you can't become a Springbok. you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they have rugby for you guys now, you probably become a
Bro,
Springbok.
100%. Bro, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like to get you to where you were competing, like at the level where you realized, listen, I actually have a career in this.
Yeah, so my story happened in 2007, and like I said, I was blessed to be able to play different kinds of sports. And obviously, after my my injury, my story,
Yeah.
I had to take a few years to get strong again, to get my body weight up again. Because just to give you an indication, before I was admitted to hospital, I was like 49, 50 kgs. After 6 months, I was 21 kgs.
Wow.
So I lost more than half my body weight.
Wow.
And obviously, I had to learn to do all of my all-day life stuff left.
Yeah.
So I would say when I got to grade 10,
Yeah.
I felt stronger, I felt more in my natural body weight, and I started playing sports again. And my stepfather was also a junior Springbok 400-meter hurdler. And funny enough, he was also one of my teachers when I was in primary school.
Wow.
And he was one of my cricket coaches as well.
Sure.
And he always knew the talent I had for sport. And he always believed in my talent. And just one day, he said to me, "Why don't you think of start running again,
Yeah.
and start pursuing para sports?" And then I really took that to thought, and I started in grade 10. I was 16 years old. My stepfather got me a coach.
Sure.
And I started training. And then my first essays, my first national championships was in Matric 2013.
Yeah.
I think it was at that time Alcide de Villiers Stadium in Pretoria.
Yes.
That's when
By Tuks
Tuks,
Apel,
yeah. That's when I won my first national 100-meter medal.
Wow.
I think I was under 18. I was competing under 21s.
Wow.
So 2 years of training, coming back to sport, coming into my natural, my body weight and feeling good again. After 2 years, I won my first national 100-meter gold medal and 200-meter gold medal.
Sure.
And 2014-15 season, I still ran, competed at national championships as well, also won a few medals there as well. Then 2015-16, obviously life happened. I came to a dead end in my life where I didn't know what to do. I was confused.
Yeah.
Probably like a phase, like if you can call it that way.
Yeah.
I was like at a cross path. And then I decided to take just a year or two off and just go do whatever. And then I did a few corporate jobs here and there, sales, logistics. I did very well in that area, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. After I think end of 2016, 17, one day, and I'm not going to joke, one day I was at my work and just something told me, Wynand, this is not what you're supposed to do.
Wow.
This is not what you are meant to do. This is not your purpose. That
Sure.
same day, I went to my HR manager. I put in my resignation form, and that day I resigned.
Wow.
And I started with my athletics again. I think I had a 2-year layoff. And then I started again. And then I trained again for 2-3 years. It was up and down. 2019 came, and again, life happened. Then I really got knocked down. That was probably the lowest point I've been in my life. Depressed, mental health issues.
Sure.
Questions that I had, and I didn't get the answers that I wanted to have. And I was like on a point where I was suicidal. To be honest with you, I had no reason to live anymore. There was no purpose for me. And as I think back now, I was there on a high, and 2019 just hit me like this. And I was on my lowest point in my life. And probably, and then COVID hit. And then COVID made it even worse.
Yeah.
And then I decided, listen, let me just call it quits. Let me just call my athletics career because I don't know what to do. I don't know, what's my purpose, where I'm going in life. And obviously, COVID 2020 came. 2021 came. And I decided, Wynand, enough is enough, bro. You can't sit like this and wait for the world to end and and sympathize over yourself. And then that's when I went on my knees and I cried out to Jesus, Father, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I need your help. I need your strength because I don't know what to do. And he answered my prayer. And I was in a very dark hole, and he just came like this. He pulled me out of it. Sure. He gave me new strength. He gave me new hope. He gave me new belief in myself, in my future. And then I started training again for the third time. Yes. For the third time, I started training again, and I just felt that athletics was not done with me. Sport in general was not done with me.
Yeah.
And it was just nudge. I think that nudge, it's like pulling you, and I just had to listen because I knew it was God speaking. I knew He was speaking, and I didn't want to ignore Him for a third time.
Sure.
And I said, listen, young man, let me just give this another shot because, I know what great things and mighty things my God can do.
Yeah.
And I was still that time in Johannesburg. And funny enough, I was in 2019, beginning of the year, I was here in Stellenbosch. Our national championships was here.
Yeah.
That was my first time in Stellenbosch. And then I saw the facilities, I saw the track, I saw the gym. Yeah. And I spoke to my coach, Suzanne, that's my coach now. Yeah. And I just saw her team. And I was just so impressed with, how she goes about, training her team. And the people that was in her team was just amazing athletes, world-class people. Sure. And I remember coming back from my national championships, I was sitting on the Cape Town International Airport and I told my Mom, I just feel something is nudging me here. There's something pulling me here and I just feel I need to be here. Sure. And obviously beginning 2020, COVID came. So it displaced my plans and my future a little bit because it was at hard lockdowns. Yeah. And long story short, over a few months of planning on getting myself here and Zoom meeting with Coach Uzan and, just trying to get myself here, planning accommodation and all of that, that logistic part of stuff. And middle of 2021, I came down, started training at Suzanne. And it's been 3 years now. It hasn't been easy. Obviously challenges, trial, tribulation, injuries along the way. To be quite honest, it has been hard. Not only on the physical injury side of things, but spiritual as well, mentally as well. It's been hard, challenging, but man, I'm here now. I pulled through, and there's better days ahead, man. And I'm very hopeful, and I believe that my best running days are ahead of me. Yeah.
Wow, Wynand. Just to hear your story and basically your testimony that you were sharing, it speaks volumes of you as a person, your character, and just the way you inspiring people that's going to listen to the story, and future para athletes or able-bodied athletes, anyone any athletes or anybody in any sphere of life. That you're going to inspire through your story and wow.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Your testimony is really
Thanks, man.
So powerful. Basically, I had so many questions lined up, but I think we're gonna have to pull it through for another episode.
100%.
But what I actually want to hear from you, we're currently in the Olympic season.
Yeah.
What stood out for you thus far? You can keep it as brief or as a bit as you want to. For this Olympic season, what did you look forward to? Olympics, and then you can talk about the Paralympics. Yeah. Obviously, you injured, so you did qualify for the Paralympics. I understand, or if I'm wrong, then you can tell me. Elaborate on that. But for the Olympics, what did stand out for you? I don't know if it's just in the sprinting or whichever discipline, and the same with the para sports.
Yeah, so obviously the sprints.
Yeah,
So, that's for me the most exciting event,
100%.
of the whole Olympics. No disregard to the other sports.
Oh yes, yeah,
But yeah, obviously the 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter sprints.
yeah.
You can put in there the 800 meters as well, the 400 meter
The
hurdles.
relays.
The relays is always exciting, man. It's always US, Jamaica.
Yes.
Bro, and obviously, the throwing events as well, the jumping events, everything. There's so much world-class athletes,
Yeah.
and especially in the sprints this year, in the women's and the men's
Yeah.
side, it's so competitive. And the times that has been run
Yeah.
these past few 6 months during the season, it's close. And I must say, with both the 100-meter finals, men's and women,
Yeah.
there wasn't one specific person I could have picked that's going to win the gold, silver, or bronze.
Sure.
It was all open. It was an open table.
Yeah.
Anybody could have medaled.
Yeah.
So that's just to give you like a
Indication.
indication, bro, where on how quality
Sure.
the athletes are. So well done to them, bro. And the Olympic side of stuff, bro, like honest, this Olympics, the energy for me is not the same as the previous Olympics. That's just my opinion.
Do you think it started with the Olympic ceremony, maybe?
We can go into that as well, bro. So 2012, we can go into that as well. I'd love to. But comparing to the 2012, 2016 Olympics, there was an aura around the Olympics. There's always an energy there, And this Olympics, there's not that energy, that aura. For me, that stands out. I don't know how to.
Yeah, I know, like with the 2012 and 2016, and from Tokyo as well.
Yeah.
Tokyo, London, Rio.
Yeah.
It was a whole different vibe.
It's a
And
vibe.
I think also COVID did it. With the.
Especially Tokyo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think with that, where they missed the Olympics and missed the World Champs, and then you had to do it back to back.
For sure, yeah. And Olympics was a year later. So,
Exactly. World Champs was last year, Olympics this year.
100%. So obviously that played a role in that season. But so regarding the opening ceremony, just my
I
personal
don't think we
opinion-
have enough time to break it down.
No, we can talk, but what a disgrace in my eyes.
Yeah.
It was a mockery against my faith and my
It's
God, Jesus
Christianity,
Christ.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And and the worst thing is it was put in front of the whole world's TVs and faces, and it was just a mockery against Jesus. But there's another, we can elaborate on that in the next episode.
Yeah.
But man, it's been a good competitive Olympics so far. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's still to come, it's a 200
Yeah.
meters.
Yeah.
And I mean, Gabby Thomas won the 200 meter, I think it was yesterday. She won her first gold medal, so which I'm very proud of her. Paralympics wise, also looking forward to the sprints.
Yeah.
It's always
Some of your teammates.
100%. It's always amazing to see people, bro, competing with limitations and what they do with their disabilities.
Yeah.
I can't describe it to how can I say, a normal type of athlete or person on what those people can do regarding what they have.
Yeah.
And at the high level they do it.
Yeah.
It's next level. And teammates I have, Cohen, the shot putter, I think you had him on here as well.
Like Cohen, good friend of mine.
Yeah, man. Daniel, one of my teammates in a run-free group, and Paul as well.
Paul
They're
Daniels.
both competing. Yeah, they're
Sure.
both competing in the 100 and 400 meter. I think it's T62.
Yeah.
So I'm so proud of them, bro, because I know, because I'm behind the scenes. I
Yeah.
know the hard work,
100%.
and Cohen as well. I know the hard work and dedication and sacrifice
Yeah.
and resilience it takes to get on that level.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of them, and I'm very hopeful, and I believe in them that they will do their best that they can and just represent, South Africa on the highest stage.
Yeah.
And and they must just be free and enjoy every moment,
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of people that get that opportunity. And and my wish is for them just to go enjoy it, be free, and just soak in.
Sure.
Just soak it in, man, because
Yeah.
that's the pinnacle
Sure.
of sport. You know what I mean? It's Paralympics, Olympics. That's
Yeah.
every athlete's dream, man.
Yeah.
So, and that's my dream as well. So just regarding with me, in my journey this Paralympic season, my season started off good. I went to Dubai beginning of the year. I went to go compete there for 3 weeks with an underlying injury, which we weren't aware of. And I ran a very good time, which indicated it's going to set me up to do very well in the season. So I was very hopeful of qualifying. So the times was there.
Yeah.
But because of my injury, you know, I had to withdraw myself from the national championships.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go on a Europe tour as well with my teammate and my coach. So I also had to skip that because, I wasn't in 100% shape. And I went into my rehab, which was, I think, 12 to 16 weeks. So, yeah, that took a lot of my time, you know, of getting fit again, getting healthy again, getting strong again. So, it was a big setback for me. I think, you know, we spoke a little bit about it a few weeks ago. We touched on that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, it's the timing, you know, that's always the problem, because why now? You know what I mean? Why not after, you know, like a big event like the Paralympics? So, you know, man, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And I know that God is in control. My faith and my belief is in Him.
Yeah.
So who am I to question, you know, the process? Who am I to question my own story? And like I said, it's been a massive setback for me, but luckily I had a very good, well-rounded team. My coach, people that helped me, from my physios, my bios, and just my therapist that helped me just to keep me motivated, keep me, you know, in the rehab process, and just keep me humble as well.
Yeah.
And just trying to get myself to where I want to be. And it's been a good but hard, long process, bro.
Yeah, sure. Amazing, Wynand. I think your story, Wynand,
it's full of adversity and challenges and setbacks and failures, man. But I wouldn't have like changed it for anything, bro.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Honestly, like you are really an inspiring individual, and I know your story will encourage so many people.
Yeah, thanks,
so
bro.
many youngsters. And I know you'll bring gold medalists. You know, you're gonna bring forth the next generation of gold medalists. You know, either as a coach or a manager, administrator.
Yeah, 100%.
But I know you'll be there to encourage so many youngsters.
For sure.
Wynand, last but not least, man. I mean, you gave us so many amazing pieces.
Yeah.
I would say golden nuggets, you call them. Maybe a last word of encouragement that you have for the viewers, the audience out there.
So my message, man. So this is not, about me, my achievements, my failures, my successes. What comes to mind is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Powerful. So my message is just, believe in Jesus Christ, on what He did on the cross,
Sure.
that He took our place, He became sin.
Sure.
And He died on the cross, and after 3 days, He defeated death.
Yeah.
And He is risen. He is alive. And just put your full faith and your courage and your belief and your hope in Jesus Christ, because that's all that I have in my life.
Sure.
And that's all that I hold on to is Jesus Christ and His plan and His future and His hope for me. Man, so that's my message. Believe in Jesus Christ.
Powerful.
And believe in the resurrection, because that's life.
Yeah.
And He will give you life and life abundantly. And He is the only way, the truth, and the life.
Sure.
And that's my message
beautiful,
to the world, my man.
No, beautiful. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. Weet jy, hy was die eerste teksvers wat hulle vir ons geleer het in die kinderkeer.
For real, ja.
Ja, God het die wêreld so lief gehad, soos hy sy enige gebore
seun gegee.
Ja, kind wat in Jesus glo, die ewige lewe sal hê. So daai was die heel eerste skrif en die power wat in hy skrif lê. Ek before we pull the episode, I was watching a clip of Tim Tebow yesterday.
Yes.
American footballer. So he had Philippians 3:16 under like his
on his eyes. Yeah.
So that was his verse that he carried through the whole season. I think it was the university season.
Yeah.
Before the final game, he changed it. He wanted to change it. God told him to change it.
Oh,
He
my
asked him
word.
to John 3:16.
Yeah.
So
Bro,
now,
what
I watched that
what a
yesterday.
coincidence, hè?
Nou gooi je van mij met hij vandaag, maar
Dis
wij dan,
crazy.
wel.
JR, dankie vir jou
Zeker,
tyd,
baie
hè.
dankie,
Ek waardeer
maat,
dit. Dankie
baie
man.
dankie, en
Thanks.
Dankie voor alles wat je doet. En,
Ja man.
Ja, God gaat nog zoveel goed in jouw leven
Ja,
doen.
thanks ou.
En ja, dankie dat je op JR's Corner kan geweest
Ja, ek
zijn.
wil net sê vir my kant af ou, jy weet ek en jy chat baie in die gym. Ek wil net sê ou, dankie vir jou altyd jou kindness ou. Jy weet jy approach my altyd met respek en met humility en sonder dat jy weet ou, dit gaan 'n baie ver pad. Al is dit net vir 2-3 minute se geselskap. Ek dink jy besef hoe baie dit mense impak nie, maar net daai kindness wat jy mense mee approach en daai courage en net daai dis so welcoming. So ek wil net sê dankie vir dit ou. Dis 'n baie groot appreciation van my kant af ou en keep it up. Ek wil net jy weet lewe oor jou podcast spreek. Jy weet
dankie man.
ek sien wat jy doen. Dis 'n baie amazing message wat jy het en wat jy wil probeer doen en keep it going man. En ja, ek declare net victory en life en positivity in die podcast en oor elke guest wat jy het en mag dit net sky's the limit vir jou en vorentoe gaan.
Dankie my vriend,
Lekker
man. Baie
man.
dankie.
Lekker geniet hom.
Hij zei, JR's Corner, Wynand van Graan.
Peace out. Peace.